This conference will now be recorded.
Yesterday we are learning about charges. And these charges we have learned allocation of charges in three methods. One is based on net amount, based on per line, or based on quantity. All these three methods we understood. Now, so here the charges, yesterday whatever I have shown, debit like item account data to or inventory account data to vendor account credit. That's what I have explained yesterday. Means the charges you are applying to the inventory and you are applying to the vendor. So this scenario is suppose vendor 1001 vendor or US001 vendor. Take the example US001 vendor. He sends laptops or washing machines 10 quantity at the rate of 20,000. It is 2 lakhs. Now charges transportation. If the transportation is arranged by this US1001 vendor, for suppose it is 10,000, then it is total amount equal to 2.1 lakhs. I need to pay to vendor US001. Agree? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, suppose this transportation charges, not arranged by vendor, it was arranged by Navata Transport or Agrawal Transports. Okay, Agrawal Transports. Then I need to pay this 10,000 to Agrawal Transports. Agree?
Yes, sir.
So this one will be separate. So Satish, do you want to explain? Do you want to show any errors, any issues? Satish?
I'm having connectivity issues, sir.
Okay, just give me a minute. Can you speak once again?
Sir, I have I'm traveling, so I have connectivity issues, so I might not be able to help.
Okay, fine, no problem. Fine. So now washing machines is arranged by vendor US001 and transport is arranged by Agrawal Transports. Transports is arranged by Agrawal Transports. I need to pay amount to Agrawal Transports. Understood? I need to pay amount to Agrawal Transports. So in the system, whenever I'm creating a vendor, whenever I'm creating a purchase order, we don't have option to select Agrawal. Understood? Understood, everyone? We don't have option to select Agrawal Transport vendor in the system. Okay, this is mitigated with the landed cost module later. there is a landed cost module. That is a different module was covered. Forget about that one. Now for this one, so what I have to do, let me close all these things. So I need to create charges. Accounts payable, collapse all, charges setup, charge force. If the item here, yesterday whatever I have created, item and vendor. Item and vendor means the same vendor is providing transportation, then I can map item and vendor. If in case the vendor is a third party vendor, then I need to create item and ledger. I need to post item to ledger. Let me show you this concept. So I'm creating a purchase order, accounts payable, purchase orders, all purchase orders. I'm creating a purchase order, new purchase order. Okay, then what I will do, I will select vendor US001, whatever the vendor it is there. I will select, click on new. Suppose take the example, vendor is US001, US101, Fabricam Electronics, site and warehouse. Click OK. So the material vendor is 101 vendor. 101 vendor. Selecting the item. Suppose this is washing machine. Suppose this is 10 quantity. Now at the rate of 1000, it is 10,000 something. Now I'm entering charges. Now I'm entering vendor freight charges. This is suppose 100. Now if you verify the total, how much? 10,000 plus 100. It should be 10,100. Am I right? Total. But if you verify the totals, it is showing only 10,000. Charges is not updated. Got it? Because these charges are need to be paid to Agarwal Transport, that is another vendor that is not available in the system. So we have only vendor, material vendor only you can select. But if it is a third party vendor, you need to select ledger account. Okay, then you are not going to pay this one. So now let me allocate charges. Even single line also you need to do allocation. So allocate amount. Now it will be gone at header level. In the header level it will be not be there, but it will be available in the line level. Even single line or multiple lines you need to allocate. If you are selecting inventory item, it is there, but the total amount is 10,000 only. Let me do product receipt and let me do confirmation first. Confirmation. Let me do product receipt. You can mute yourself, please. You can mute yourself. Okay, so now So the course may be ended with this month end or June first week. Okay, so it was extended one more week, maybe or not, I don't know. Okay, it may be month end or first week of June. You need to practice, everyone. You need to practice and come back to me with the errors. Okay, generate area page, product receipt. So after completing the session, if you are asking explanation, I cannot explain. Only clarifications I can give in the group, but not explanations. So explanation, if you have any doubts, you can ask me during the session. I can explain whatever the extent you want. Again, I'm doing product receipt. I'm doing product receipt. You can do all these things in the new company, not only in USMF, you can do in the USMF, new company also, in PAS, APL company also you can do it. Whatever you have created company. Every day you need to create new company. I told you already. You need to create every day one company. Okay, done. Now I'm doing invoice. Look at this one. If you look at invoice postings, so vendor invoice number, it is 175. The date, okay, update match status, it is passed. Next post. Now, if you verify the voucher after posting this voucher, if you verify voucher, it is 10,000 invoice amount. 10,000 invoice amount. Give me a minute. So it is available in general ledger module. You know that subledger journal entry is not yet transferred. General ledger, collapse all, periodic tasks, subledger journal entry is not yet transferred. Transfer now. Now, if you verify the voucher, it is posted 100 for material, but this 100 is posted to 60120. 600120. This is the account. Okay, so it was not posted to the vendor, transport vendor. It is posted to the ledger account. Once it is posted, we need to do one more transaction, duplicate. Now you have received invoice copy from the transport vendor, $100. Okay, I will come to that point. Seshu is asking, someone else is asking something. Let me finish this one first. So now I have received invoice copy from the third party vendor. So you can do invoice journal. Click on new AP invoice. Click on lines. So suppose the vendor name is US005 or 1008. This is transporter. So you can write down. Invoice number here, whatever invoice number it is there. Okay, and you can enter the date. This is transport charges. for PO number, you can write down. This is with the PO number 000175. You can enter $100. Now you can enter the offset account. It is which account? Whatever it is there, this voucher 606300. Whatever the combination you have entered, that combination I'm entering. Now I can post. This is double entry. So now 10,000 I need to pay to this vendor. 10,000 I need to pay to this vendor, whoever it is, US 101, and $100 I need to pay to this vendor, whatever it is, transfer. Understood? This is workaround solution, not direct solution. It is a workaround solution. Is it clear? This is, we have created, instead of vendor, if it is a third party vendor, instead of vendor, we are selecting ledger here. We are selecting ledger, and we are entering for the transportation charges. We are entering invoice journal. In our case, it is 1,000. It is 10,000. So transportation, if it is transportation is also arranged by the same vendor, then it will be $100. It is same vendor, then it will be total 10,100. This is if you map vendor. If you map this one like this, you map like this, you need to post a separate invoice journal for this charges. And here offset account is this ledger. Understood? Any questions here? Now, Sheshu, what is your doubt? I'm sorry, little bit confused. Pay details for payment pickup, where we need to pay.
Yeah, sir. Actually, this is a kind of reimbursement. I mean, charges.
Why it is reimbursement? Hello? Yeah, what is this reimbursement means?
Reimbursement in the sense, actually, that transporter vendor is he is not directly. I mean, we haven't sourced him, right? So vendor has sourced the transportation.
Yeah.
So
okay.
vendor will be giving reimbursement. I mean, transportation reimbursement invoice, but he will not charge. He can't charge any GST there. I mean, whatever taxes.
So if you don't want to incorporate, you can skip that charges at a time. Can you elaborate your question, like Sishu? Yeah, proceed.
No, sir. Actually, see, I mean, in my current company also we are having this kind of situations. But what we will do is, so we will be receiving reimbursement invoice from the vendor.
Okay. So it's a kind of debit
note. We can say it's a kind of credit note, not debit note.
Yeah.
We have to pay him, right?
Yeah.
So if you want,
Proceed, proceed.
He
Yeah,
will be,
proceed.
yeah, he will be giving us the reimbursement invoice. But what we will do is, so we will be having, suppose some ABC vendor is there,
Hmm.
and again we will create one-time vendor of ABC with different vendor code.
Okay.
So in PO we will amend the transportation. We will amend the transportation charges in PO, and we'll map the vendor ABC vendor in PO.
So,
So
which
ours is
package,
payment information
which application you are using? That which application?
SAP only.
SAP. Okay. Proceed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
SAP only. So anyway, we have to make the payment to the that particular transporter only, but we treat it as if it is invoice provided by the main vendor only. But what we will do is, to the extent of transportation charges, we will credit the ABC vendor one-time vendor account. There we will map the payment bank account details and everything in the ABC one-time vendor. And while making payment, we don't make payment. It is like a payment automation only. For payment pickup, it will directly pick up that one-time vendor, and it will get paid to that particular third-party vendor. So that is how we will do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in our dynamics, we don't have option to select third-party vendor in the purchase order.
Okay.
We don't have.
Yeah, in
That's
PO
why I
only
told
we
you.
will map.
Yeah, that's what I told you. This is workaround solution.
Okay.
Okay. So you are doing invoice.
Yeah.
If you are doing invoice separately, and if you received a credit amount, I mean to say debit note from the bank, from the vendor, you can enter one more journal name you can create, and you can enter the debit note for that.
Actually, it is not a debit note. It is reimbursement invoice only, but where he will not provide any GST and details and other things. It is direct amount only he will give.
So you can create one more journal name as reimbursement journal name. One journal name created, reimbursement, and you can enter.
Okay. But I am asking for payment. Like we need to pay the third party vendor, right, directly.
So this vendor you can pay. Already you have generated invoice. For this you need to do the payment, right? Vendor payment. What is the problem here? Invoice is generated just now, right? It is earlier it was created
no
as
way concerned with
yeah. Proceed,
but I'm saying, but we no way concerned with Agarwal Transports, right?
So, but actually, so with the
Agarwal Transport.
So whether you are receiving Agarwal like transport invoice or not first. Are you receiving?
We will be receiving Agarwal Transport invoice, but he will not be billing to us, right? He will not raise the invoice on our company name, right?
So in that case
you have to pay to the vendor, isn't it?
That's it. It's not required. This one. This is not required. This is not required. You can nullify with the ledger account. That's it. Because you are not receiving invoice copy, you are nullifying this amount. That's it. That's it. As a debit note. No need to do this one. Am I right? You are not doing payment. Got it? This is posted to ledger instead of vendor account. Third party vendor is a third party vendor ledger account. Once you received a reimbursement amount, you need to enter like reimbursement amount benefit to this debit account. This will be debited and reimbursement account credited. It is a profit to your company. Am I right? Agree?
Sir, my question is if what Shesha is saying is what Shesha is saying is if the vendor is using a third party, but they are putting in an invoice, but they will not charge any invoice. They only put it's a third party charge $1,000. So then we will be paying to the vendor, isn't it? Then we can even consider as a vendor charging us.
Then in that case, you can use this one only. What is the problem?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can select the vendor only.
We can use that one only, but account details and if I mean, while making payment, if we are mapping main vendor only, that payment will be paid to main vendor only.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
we
exactly.
should not do like that. But I want to make payment to third party vendor only.
So how
Then
come you will be paying third party vendor if it is not invoiced to you?
yeah.
No, we will receive a reimbursement invoice, right? I said in the upfront only I told,
So
right?
Sheshu, one is whether you are receiving third party vendor transport vendor invoice by you or not. First, give me clarification.
Sorry, sir, I didn't get you. What?
Whether you have transport vendor Agrawal Transport invoice, whether you are receiving, whether vendor is receiving invoice.
Vendor, he will be raising invoice in the name of a main vendor only.
But
We don't
whether you are paying, whether you are receiving and paying, or vendor is receiving and paying. Tell me about that.
as a support document, in the consignment, as a support document, we will receive transporter invoice, but he will not raise invoice in the name of, I mean, in our company name.
So, like
But
whether
main vendor
then it is that Agrawal Transporter is giving invoice to the this vendor, material vendor.
Correct.
Agree? So
Correct, yeah.
then why are you paying? Are you paying?
Yeah,
No.
we will be paying. The time
Why?
main vendor, what he will do, he will raise reimbursement invoice for the same
No.
value, same transportation charge.
One second. So here you are not receiving invoice copy for the transport vendor, Agrawal Transport invoice. You are not receiving it, right? So now you are receiving, like now at the in the invoice, what is the amount? 10,000 or 10,100? Which one is correct?
For material, 10,000 will directly receive from main vendor, and 100 rupees as a reimbursement invoice we will receive from
so
main
then
vendor.
you need to raise the reimbursement invoice.
One more supporting document we will receive. So that is freight charges.
So
in this case, you can pay to the vendor and close the deal.
One second. Wait, Asmir. Okay. So Seshu, so you are receiving the invoice 10,100 in the invoice, right? Material with invoice. Agree?
Yeah. Altogether we are receiving 10,100.
10,100. So this one, I want now 2 invoices or 1 invoice. The amount is 10,100. 2 invoices or 1 invoice. 1 invoice. Tell me now.
2 invoices only. One is like main vendor, material vendor will receive 10,000. For transportation charges as a reimbursement invoice, we'll receive 100, and we'll be having supporting document also.
Yeah, reimbursement invoice you are generating separately. That's what here I have shown. This is reimbursement invoice.
Payment directly to the third party.
Yeah, that's what this is reimbursement invoice.
Okay.
Invoice. So, and you are going to do the payment for Agrawal. So for Agrawal, whether you are generating invoice, yes, am I right? Because you need, if you want to do payment to Agrawal, you need to have, you need to receive invoice copy. Agree?
Yeah.
So you need to generate that invoice journal, reimbursement invoice, and you need to do the payment to the vendor payment to Agrawal. In the SAP, you are selecting vendor directly here. In Dynamics, you are
one-time vendor. We can select like.
That's what here in SAP you are selecting one-time vendor here.
One-time vendor, correct. But for one-time vendor, one-time vendor, the account details, right? Account details. So that we will change. We will be keep on changing. Like we don't know today we are receiving from Agrawal Transport. Tomorrow we will be receiving from Always Logistics. So like that we'll be having. So that time we'll be altering the one-time vendor account details, bank account details.
In this you are altering the ledger account.
Not ledger account, bank account details.
No, in our system in Dynamics F&O, you need to change. You need to change the ledger account. Got it?
Got it.
So instead of one-time vendor, that's why I told you this is a workaround solution. Clearly told you this is a workaround solution. It is not a vendor, it is a ledger account.
Okay.
And you are posting separately ledger account invoice.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, got it.
So, so rather than this one, entire this process, now in Dynamics, one more module called landed cost module is available. It is not there here. Give me a minute. Workspace, feature management. Give me a minute. This is if you enable landed cost. Okay, this is another module called landed cost module. In this, the attachment of third-party vendor possible. That is new module landed. While creating voyage, you can attach that third-party vendor possibility available in this new module. Whenever you are creating a voyage, here third-party vendor, shipping vendor. This is new module introduced. Understood?
Yeah.
This is a new module, landed cost module. So this will not be covered in this course content. So that is actually transportation management, warehouse management, transportation management, landed cost. This is another advanced functionalities I will teach in the weekends. I cannot cover here, but I can give you high level picture. If you want later, I can give you high level picture. So the third party vendor, whatever you are telling, in the purchase order you are typing, am I right? One time vendor.
Yeah, in purchase
That
order
is,
only we can have the one-time vendor. Actually,
yes.
sir, usually it will happen in import consignments only. So for import consignment, we will be having like we will be dealing with 3-4 vendors.
So
for one
for
consignment.
import, yeah, for import consignments, it is detailed module is available. Shipping container, folios, and then voyages. This is a new module introduced by Microsoft in 10.0.16. Got it? So in this you can use it. That is detailed module is available. Detailed module is available for this transportation information. Okay. So earlier it is only this is a product limitation, and workaround solution is you can use instead of one-time vendor, you are mapping ledger and you are generating separately invoice. So what is the disadvantage of this one is purchase order is not linked with invoice. Purchase order invoice, material invoice is different, and transportation invoice is not directly linked with purchase order. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
That is limitation. Clear, everyone?
The situation I told now, there like we will be routing through the purchase order only. There we have to map the one-time vendor to the extent of that freight charges.
Yeah, I know. That's why here in this application, as I told in the very first, I have told you workaround. This is a product limitation. So when I'm working in this one from AX to like AX 2009 means in the year 2009 onwards, I'm working in this product. From that day onwards, every interview they will ask this question like transport vendor where we can map it.
Okay.
So I need to tell to the interviewers from that day every time. I need to tell this is a product limitation. Workaround solution is this one. Understood?
Yeah, got it.
Typical scenario, I mean, it's a typical complex interviews they will usually ask. Nowadays it may be a very easy question now. At that time it is tough to me. I need to explain in a proper manner. It is a workaround solution. Every interview I used to face this interview question during 2012-13. I mean, to say 10, 11, 12, 13. During that period, everyone will ask like where you can map it. We don't have alternate. We don't have direct solution. Workaround solution is fine. This is clear now. Now, one more scenario.
Sir, I have one
One more.
question, sir.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Sir, the item cost, what it will be if we do the workaround solution?
Item is already posting, right? We are posting.
So here it will be
Item cost
1000
will be
only.
debited
So
already.
1000 only here. It has
10,100. 10,100. Let me show you that one. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Not this one. 150. 175. Just now we have posted 175. This item, if you verify this item, if you go to the item master, item number 175 purchase order, like transactions. Look at this one, it is 10,100.
So, sir, payable will be 10,100, no, sir, in the books of in the vendor books.
No, it is 10,000 only. Let me show you. Here, if you go to invoice, material was updated with the 10,100. If you look at this one, the cost of material invoice is updated with the 10,100, but with vendor balance is 10,000.
Okay.
And 100 is posted to separate ledger account as a freight.
Right. Okay.
For that, we have generated invoice. I mean to say, one vendor invoice journal we have created, so that it will post to the vendor transport vendor 100 credit.
Okay, we are using offset account to nullify that $100.
Yes, yes.
And separately 100 we are paying from that Agarwal books.
Agarwal, yeah. Agarwal.
Okay, fine. Understand.
So this invoice we can do as a invoice journal and PO invoice. Anyone we can do this.
PO invoice we cannot. Usually we cannot. Why it is required PO invoice? There is no item and everything. If you want, really you can do it. No problem. You can do like a selection of category. So if you want to do a PO invoice, yes, you can do it by selecting a category item. Means you can select, suppose if you want, there are two options. One is you can select PO and you can enter the category item. Whether I have explained prepayment invoice functionality? Not yet, am I right?
No, sir, no.
No, I need to
Okay.
explain this topic. So here,
So
by
for
doing this one, you are doing this one. Just give me 1 minute, please. Give me 1 minute. Here, procurement category you can select, because it is not an item. You can select transportation charges, something, and you can do invoice. And for this one, it is product receipt and invoice. Rather than all these things, you can use simply pending vendor invoice form. This is also possible. You can use pending vendor invoice. I have explained this one, non-stock product or pending invoice. You can do from this one also. You can select pending invoice, but the easiest way is invoice journal. Easiest way is invoice journal. If you want, you can use like this. Agarwal transport, you need to select Agarwal transports, and you can enter the line and you can enter the category. Understood? Or you can select service item transport. If you don't want procurement category and item, you can use directly invoice journal. This is the simplest way. These are lengthy steps. Got it? Everyone?
Yeah, my question was, what I was saying, sir. Most of the organizations without PO there will be no invoice.
No. I told you, if you remember, in the very first day, vendor invoice can be done in 5 different ways. I have explained invoice journal. Invoice journal is without any item. Second option, purchase order to invoice. This is second option. Third option is pending vendor invoice. Pending vendor invoice I have explained, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next,
Pending.
fourth option, pending vendor invoice. If not, I will
No,
discuss
sir,
with
it
you.
is not.
Okay, fine. I will discuss with you. Next one is invoice register and approval journal. These are the 5 different ways in the system it is available. Pool, invoice pool. These are the 5 options available in the system. So I have explained that this one is only one item. If you have this one is with item or category. This is without any item. You cannot have option to select. Here you can select non-stocked product or category. This is pending vendor invoice. Just now I'm showing. This is pending vendor invoice. Without PO, you can do it. If you select PO, it will be PO invoice. If you are not selecting, you can do it. But here it will not show all items. It will show non-stocked product. I will discuss with you this one later after some time. Otherwise, you can select category. Understood?
Okay, sir.
So best practice is this one. Why you want to make this much complex? This has so many steps. Suppose if you want to reach from one place to another place, there are 3 options. One is 1 kilometer, one is 5 kilometers, one is 3 kilometers. Then immediately I will choose 5 kilometers. Am I right? Is it? If I want to move from, suppose from home to office, there is 3 ways. One is 1 kilometer, one is 3 kilometers, one is 5 kilometers. So I will choose 5 kilometers and I will travel 5 kilometers. Am I right?
No, 1 kilometer.
No,
1
one
kilometer,
kilometer.
right? No one is not responding.
No, sir.
Okay. So 1 kilometer only. This is 1 kilometer step.
Yes.
One step only. Why are you looking
Sir,
for 3 kilometers?
no, sir. Why I am asking this question? In my
Yeah.
company, there is no invoice without PO. Every invoice should have PO. That is my
Yes, sir.
Okay,
In
which
my
company
company, also,
policy.
management
ERP
will not
actually?
allow.
Which ERP?
Oracles.
Oracle, sir. In my
No,
company also.
in that case, they decided to walk 5 kilometers.
No, no, no. To have proper
No, no, totally understand.
cost.
Proper auditing
That's why.
purpose, most of the companies are enforcing this. Because even our company also we are having that. I always have a difference of opinion on that one. There are many ways to overcome the auditing purpose. You can have a different journal and things like that, but they want every time PO, but it is give a more work for that data entry, purchasing coordinator, and things like that, and then accounts payable, receivable as well. So that's the case happening. But as Satya sir mentioned, we decided to walk 5 kilometers.
Yeah, Syed, you are telling something.
Yes, sir.
Syed, you are telling something else?
No, no. I am also saying that in our company also management will not allow without PO.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, understood. Got it. So see, that is company to company
Yeah.
options. Which one
Yes.
you want? So one thing I can tell you, even Oracle apps or SAP, there are multiple options. There are multiple T codes in SAP. I saw when I'm learning SAP. See, I have learned SAP to understand the difference between SAP and Dynamics AX. I learned this one application long back, 7-8 years back. At the time, I saw so many different T codes are available to do the invoice.
Yes.
But what is the purpose? Why we are doing? I don't know. There are so many T codes. Then which
Yes.
T code is using for which purpose? No faculty has explained. But here we are learning the reasons behind. In which scenario, which one you want to use it.
So that is why I told, sir. So we need to get the reimbursement invoice from the vendor. So there we have to map that one-time vendor through PO only. I mean, it will be routed to PO only.
Yeah. I agree with you, Sheshu. But as I told you, in our environment, we have these many different options. But even though all these things are not fulfilling requirement. Okay, fine. Now go back. Now
Sir, I
Now,
have one question, sir.
yeah.
Sir,
Sorry, tell me.
in this posting, we are crediting the P&L account. Instead of crediting P&L account, can we take this impact in the balance sheet GL, sir, under liability GL account? So the moment we receive the transport invoice, we can debit the liability and we can credit the vendor.
So let me
Bec-
show you. Give me a minute.
Because if we are expecting invoice immediately from the transport vendor, then it is fine. I mean, if there is a gap from the, vendor is not able to submit the invoice, transport vendor is not able to submit the invoice on time. So then it's better to consider the impact in the balance sheet. No, sir.
Totally agree with you. You can map like this. This is
Okay.
your wish, how you want. Your wish, how you want. You can map it as a liability and you are nullifying that liability.
Okay. While posting invoice to the transport vendor, we have to debit this liability GL account as a
Exactly
offset.
right. Exactly right. Exactly right. That is configuration, how you want. I totally agree with you. Based on your requirement, based on your thing, you can map it. Okay. Fine. Now, one more scenario. Someone else is asking something like provision. Yeah, agree with you, Seshu. You're right. Next one is, so this Agrawal invoice I have not received. This is Agrawal invoice. If it is received, I am doing this one. Now, not received Agrawal invoice. Only material received. This one only received. Transport invoice not received. Not received. Along with material invoice. Then I need to do payment for 10,000. 10,000 only. Am I right? Agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now let me do this purchase order 10,000. I'm creating a purchase order. Selecting the vendor US101 site and warehouse. Click OK. Select the item. 10 quantity 1000. Now I'm doing product receipt confirmation. This is purchase order number 177. I'm doing received product receipt. I don't know the invoice from the transport vendor Agrawal. I don't have any invoice at this point. Have posted material received. Material received. Now invoiced. Now invoiced. Normal material invoice I have received. Have posted now. Now after this one I have received $150 from Agrawal Transport. Now I need to apply $150 to the Agrawal Transport. Okay, so then first I need to update to the item master. Am I right? For this item, if you verify the item, procurement and so like product information management, release products, it is 1000. If you verify the transactions, so the purchase order number 177, it is 10,000. Now I want to update $150 to this 177 vendor item I have received. Okay, then we have option go to invoice and charges. After posting you are entering adjustment. This is third party truck, like Agrawal Transports. 150. Then allocate. Okay. This is you have posted through adjustment journal. Now, if you verify the inventory transactions, refresh. Look at this one, 177 updated with 1050, 10,150. Okay, if you verify the transaction details, it will show you adjustment entry. Got it? Once again, the charges, it is updated to this account versus item 150. Now you need to do once again invoice journal. You need to do invoice journal posting independently. So nullifying this account, whatever it is there, to that Agrawal Transports. Understood now? Third scenario. After completing invoice, you have received transport vendor invoice, then you can do using this function. Got it? This is also workaround solution. Because during invoice, vendor has the transport vendor invoice not received by us. I mean, the client has not received. Then I need to wait for, I cannot wait for transport invoice. Am I right? Agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Use this one like this. So this is a adjustment journal. Inventory is updated, and this account, inventory and this account will be posted automatically. And this account you need to nullify using the invoice journal. You can create a transport vendor like Agrawal Transports invoice journal, create credit and debit to the account whatever you have mapped here.
So when we create the purchase order, so we put the charges for this scenario, or we haven't added at all?
Because we don't know.
Okay.
Because I have not received any transport invoice, the transport charges in the invoice are neither in the invoice nor from the transport vendor. I don't know. How can I enter?
No, I'm saying that whether charges been allocated during the purchase order, the entry I'm saying.
But if you want to do entry, it should be received from the like you need to get intimation from the corresponding team members. It was not intimated anywhere.
Okay.
It was not intimated anywhere.
So in case
So,
if we assume that 150 later it become 200, so that can be do the adjustment as well, isn't it?
no, that is not possible. That is not possible. Once it is posted 150, it is posted. Okay, you can do so. Okay, minus 50 plus 50 rather than assumptions. Once it is received, you can do it exactly whatever you want. Am I right? So planned delivery cost you cannot enter because where is the proof for you to do this one? Imagines will not work. Am I right? That is little bit dangerous.
Yeah. So this scenario we can say adding the charges after the event of the purchase receipt.
Yes. Purchase receipt and invoice.
Yeah.
So if you are entering planned delivery cost, so how can you remember like this is entered already or not? Right? You cannot verify. See the way how I am teaching, like how I am showing, like go to the transactions and verification. Whether business people they will do it like this, they will not. Am I right?
They will not do it. Yeah.
Then it is very difficult to enter planned cost. Who can imagine? How can I remember after 10 days, after 15 days, I have entered 150 predicted cost? I cannot. So if you really want, you can do it. System will allow you, but you cannot remember in reality as the business scenarios. Okay, agree with me, everyone?
Yes, sir. Only after confirmation we can enter.
Yes, exactly. That is the best practice. That is the best practice.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Any more questions, team? Anyone?
Sir, regarding the PO product receipt, can we make partial product receipt?
Yes, yes. There are so many scenarios. Not only partial product receipt, there are so many scenarios that will be covered in trade and logistics. A lot.
Okay. Okay.
A lot.
T&L.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Trade and
Fine.
there are many scenarios. It is not like one. There are so many, one to many to one, so many combinations. We need to play with the purchase order a lot. It is
Yeah.
at least 3-4 days session. It will be explained. At
So the
least minimum
charges
3 to 4
cannot be
days.
corrected, isn't it? So once it's
No,
received,
you can no, you can correct it. You can correct it. System will allow you to correct it. That's what we did it now. Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah,
We did it.
we made the adjustment, correct?
Yes, you can do it, but you cannot
Yeah.
remember this one forever. That's what my intention.
Yes, correct.
So in business scenarios, if it is suppose you have received 10,000 and you cannot, how can you remember like I have entered planned cost $150? If you remember your best practice, if you are remembering, yes, you can come and you can modify whatever the way you want. But it is very difficult for the business user to remember what is the predicted or what is the planned cost I have entered earlier, and he will not have that much time to patience to verify how much amount I have entered as a planned cost.
Yep. Got it.
Yeah.
So better leave it empty and then add it as a new. Yep.
Exactly. Fine. Okay. So with this one, I'm stopping here. Tomorrow, I will explain you this one, pending vendor invoice. Tomorrow topics. There are 2 topics I'm going to teach you. One is pending vendor invoice, and another one is prepayment invoice. These are the 2 topics I need to cover. Once it is covered, then we'll go to the new company once again. We'll try to understand fixed asset module and then budgeting. Next one is budgeting module and fixed asset. The major topics, fixed assets. It will take 1 week time, fixed assets module, and then budgeting you need to understand. Then item model group I have not completed completely. I will recap what is this. These are the major topics. Small topics, small things are there. It may be 1 or 2 days. Okay, and then I have not explained about implementation methodology, am I right? I have not explained, am I right?
Yep.
Yes, this is pending.
Yeah. So these are the pending topics. Of course, small things are there, but these are the major topics it is pending. So in like coming sessions up to this month end, these are the sessions, major sessions. This will be a 1 week session, 5 days. This may be a 3 days or something. Okay, this is 1 day I need to teach you. This is another 1 or 2 days, and this is 1 day. Okay, and some more topics it may be. It is going to be covered. So most probably this month end or June 1st week it will be completed. Why I'm telling in advance, like it is going to be ended this month end or first week of Jan. You need to practice with the company creation, and you need to stop me to not to progress these topics. Then it will be extended. This is I'm giving you technique.
Yeah, true.
Okay, if you are
You're
allowing
so
me to
kind.
explain
Thank
it,
you.
yeah, if you are allowing me to explain these things, then sessions will be stopped, completed at the earliest. I will think about you, because long back, 15 years back, I'm in your position, but faculty is not supporting me like at that time. Okay, that is different scenario. I was seated in many institutes. I'm telling you frankly, I was seated by many institutes by paying money without any sessions, without any proper timings, nothing. First 2-3 days, perfect timings, perfect explanation. 4th day onwards, negligence. Faculty will not come in time. He will not explain anything, and I have paid fee, nothing to do. I faced a lot. That is the reason I know the pain of like learning. So I will give punctuality like anything. My sessions will be perfect. So that is the reason I grown, and I'm getting good amount of money as well, and I'm getting more popular now. The reason behind. Okay.
One general questions are like
Yeah.
possibly
Yeah.
it may not be covered by the things. But so when we open a form, there is a major one, action tab, and then fast tab, and things like that. Can you please a little bit explain what the terminology for each action tab and just opening a form? So just one example.
So actually, this is more about technical. Okay, wherever it is there, I'm using that words. These are tabs, and this is area page. This is area page, and inside it is fast tabs. Okay, and these are buttons. These are buttons, and these are fields. Text field or drop down. See, one is text. This is one is drop down. One is drop down. This is radio button. This is radio button. Yes or no? And this is menu item. And this is menu. And this is form. This is form name. So sometimes look at this one. Suppose credit and collections. Okay, here periodic task. This is menu name. Age customer balances. If you click on age customer balances, menu name and form name are not sync each other, but it should be sync each other. The menu name is different. Look at this one. This is menu name is customer balances, but form name is different. This is called cosmetic bugs. Okay, these all are technical words. I'm just introducing. Wherever if you want any specific, this one what you have to call, you can ask me. I can give you clarifications.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Sir, will you also be covering this IFRS, sir, 16? I mean, fleet management.
No. It is I don't have experience on that one. Fleet management. I'm learning. Actually, the calculations are executing system by system directly about IFRS 16 and all reports, but I don't have real-time experience. Newly introduced. Still, I'm exploring on that one. System will calculate the calculations, but still, I'm not 100% expertise in that area. Sorry.
Okay, sir. Sir, is there some? Okay.
Yeah. Tell me,
sir. Do we have anything pending to cover this revenue recognition or something, sir?
Yes,
have you
yes.
covered?
So actually, it is a part of SCM and finance together. I will explain you recognitions. Revenue recognition. Small topic. Yeah, definitely we'll discuss.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any more questions, team? Anyone?
Sir, in the real time, when we are making the PO directly, we cannot approve. There will be hierarchy. So who will set up the hierarchy? Is it technical team or functional team?
Techno-functional MB300. So you are talking about roles and responsibilities. System administration. Here security roles and this one security configuration. Am I right? This you are talking about these roles. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, so that is actually MB300 certification.
So that is not our duty in the real time.
No, it is partially need to do it.
Okay.
So if you want to become a certified for MB310, Microsoft made this one as a mandatory.
Okay. So together we have to pass.
Yes. Then only you will be certified. If you want to be certified in MB330, you need to certify this one also. If you want to certify in MB320, you need to certify this. It is must for any certifications.
300 is linked with all.
Yeah. So you need to learn these things also. So currently, as of now, I am not teaching this one, but I taught to maybe around 3 batches, not more than that. 3 batches I have taught.
Okay.
Very few people only have taught. Okay, still I'm I don't have time to teach. This one also I can teach. This one also I can teach. This one. So anyhow, in the weekends I'm teaching alternatively this one and this one. sometimes this one. This one I don't have we don't have, Microsoft has not given any certification number. You know this one, project management
Yes, sir.
accounting.
Project manager.
Yeah, it was not given any certification number. In AX 2012 it is there, but D365 it was not there. Microsoft is going to introduce this one. I'm predicting this may be MB 350,
Yeah. Next number.
300, 310, 320, 330, 330, 340, 350 maybe. Okay.
So balance control is come under as well, the balance control.
Can you elaborate? What do you mean by that one? Balance control.
I see some functionality called balance control. So I don't know whether
Actually,
it.
that is nothing. Actually, it is in the bank. In the bank, you will find that balance control amount.
Okay, just controlling the bank balance. Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That is only tab,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And sir,
So
this fixed asset
yeah.
topic,
Yeah.
fixed asset and prepaid expense will be same, correct, sir?
Prepaid expenses, huh?
Yeah, it will be same, no,
Pre
sir? Fixed
no
assets
no
and
no
prepaid expense.
no. Prepaid expenses I have explained.
Yeah.
Prepaid expenses means it is accrual schemes
Yes.
that I have explained in GL. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah.
General ledger.
Previously you have explained.
Yeah. If it
No,
is
no.
more, yes, please.
We have to
Yeah.
amortize monthly, you know, sir. Prepaid expense or fixed asset. It will be same. I am asking. I'm just asking.
No. It is
In
different, huh?
the dynamics.
But it is different, huh? How you are linking with prepaid expenses with fixed assets?
No, like prepaid expense also we have to amortize monthly, and fixed assets depreciation also we have to run monthly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
because in our Oracle system, it
yeah.
is same. Header will be different, but one time we have to run every month. So both are same
No,
in Oracle system.
no, but
So
here it
like
is different.
it is different. Okay, okay,
Yeah, it is
okay,
completely
sir.
different. Fixed assets is completely different. It is a separate module which you are going to learn in next week. Okay, and prepaid expenses is completely different because in this prepaid expenses if you are posting only one time, it is accrual schemes. Otherwise, it is project accounting module.
Yeah, yeah. I remember you have explained prepaid expenses.
Yeah. Otherwise, if it is suppose periodically you are collecting money from the customer periodically, then it is a project management and accounting.
Okay.
Yeah, got it?
Yes, sir, yes.
Because you are collecting periodically from the customer, you need to generate invoice periodically. Then you need to go with this one, this module, project accounting, project management.
Okay, okay.
So all are interlinked, overlap each other a lot. So that is the
Fine.
reason my diagram is nearest to real functionality. Any more questions, team?
I think so. If we want to do a 310 exam, so what is the better way of doing some mock test or something like that? Like